Yeah, what happened is unfair because Black Lives
Matter. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the crazy. It's crazy out there. So today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a pretty crazy story that I came across this past week, all the way in the UK. So a woman went to a hair shop to buy some hair, and she had returned to the shop because I guess she wanted to return the hair, but there's a no return policy if you use the hair, I'm assuming. And so the woman and the shop owner got into an argument, and she decided because she wasn't getting a refund that she would just take what she wanted and leave because she's black. Well, apparently the shop owner wasn't okay with that. I'm shocked. And so he tried to stop her from leaving the store. She wouldn't leave. They started fighting. He had to manhandle her. It was recorded and it went viral. And of course, the race hustlers responded and immediately made this about race, calling this a Black Lives Matter situation. She was attacked because she's black. This is about protecting black women from non-black people. She's a victim. How dare they do this to her? And the shop owner was protested. He's had to go into hiding in the UK, and it's been a pretty crazy mess. So we're going to react to some video clips from this actual story together, figure this out, and try to make sense of the nonsense. Apparently, the United States is not the only place that is for the race hustlers, because the UK is right behind us. So without further ado, let's watch some video clips, break this down together, and discuss, shall we?
So what happened just the other day down in Peckham? It's a part of South London which is well known for all sorts of reasons. Mainly now, it's a very multicultural place. It's full of different communities of people.
Notice he made a point to say that it is a very multicultural place, filled with different types of people. That's an important point because we know that the narrative oftentimes is that these incidents happen in white-only areas or areas where black people reside in, but they are victims of gentrification and just the white boogeyman. Clearly, not the case here, because as he said, this specific community is filled with all types of cultures and people from different ethnicities, different races, different colors, different languages. It's diverse. It's like a little New York.
There was a massive sort of a punch-up, for want of a better word, just the other day in a place which is called Peckham Hair and Cosmetics. It was a store run by one Sohail Sindho. Now, he has gone into hiding as a result of what happened. Basically, he apprehended a woman who he believed to be shoplifting from his shop. She had come in order to get an exchange for some goods that she didn't want. He said he didn't offer a refund, but she could exchange those goods. She tried to take more than he believed she was entitled to. She wouldn't stop as he tried to stop her exiting the store with too much stuff. A scuffle ensued. She attacked him. It could be very clearly seen on various pieces of footage on video. He has now spoken for the first time and spoken to us here at the Independent Republic of Mike Graham. Our correspondent Ollie Whitfield-Miocic went to see him, and here's what he had to say about his safety.
So just a quick rundown before we hear what he has to say. So like he said, the woman wanted a refund. She was not entitled to get actual monetary funds, but she could exchange what she got previously by getting something else in the shop. She wanted more items than I guess what was afforded to her based on the price range of what she was returning. She didn't like that. She tried to fight with the shop owner to get more stuff, and that's when the scuffle happened. That's the story.
Do you understand why the community is so angry when they've seen that video?
No, if you see, if you know, the problem is that like everybody's seen the second part of the video instantly. And if anybody gonna see that part, to be honest with you, you should be mad. And I respect them because they are mad, because like that's the way they should be treating.
And are you sorry for?
I am. Yeah, I was sorry when I spoke to the police officer at that time. I was sorry at that time. Whatever is done is not. It shouldn't be done. So this thing shouldn't be happen. But she is a woman. If I don't want to press charges. If she's gonna apologize, then I will say sorry.
People only see the second half of the video and then draw their own conclusions and rush to their own judgments. And by the way, they do that on purpose because it is expedient for their political agenda. They don't care about the how. They don't care about the context. They don't care about what happened prior to the video being shown that went viral. They only care about the optics of what it looks like and how they can use what it looks like to push their political agenda. It's what happens all the time. How many times have we seen stories come out where people jump on the bandwagon immediately, they run into the narrative, And then a month later, oops, looks like we jumped to the wrong conclusion. Because the person that was being attacked was actually the attacker, or was actually trying to steal something, or was actually in the wrong, and we just happened to not see the full story. It happens all the time. I mean, this literally just happened, and immediately people are protesting. Immediately people are putting up posters and signs, calling him a racist, you're an evil person. I mean, all types of stuff without seeing the full footage of what led to the unfortunate physical altercation. Now, I'm not condoning him physically grabbing her and them tussling. I'm not condoning that. But what I'm saying is we have to look at the entire situation and stop jumping to conclusions, because it fits my narrative. It fits the narrative of poor black woman attacked for simply breathing and existing. I doubt the man decided he was going to just attack a black woman because she was walking through his store because he felt like it. Maybe he was watching the UFC fights a day before and just had way too much adrenaline. Or maybe he was trying to stop a woman from grabbing more items than she was allowed to have and walking out of the store with those items. Maybe that was it. Context, people. It's not hard.
So he's now left London. You can see, though, it's a very emotional moment for him. He's desperate to keep his family out of the firing line.
He's now had to leave London, a place that has been his home for quite some time. He now has to leave out of fear for his life. Does that make any sense?
Just talk us through what happened.
She came to the shop to me. She wanted to refund the hair. And then I told her we don't do refunds and we can offer you exchange or credit note. So in that heat, in that conversation, like things flare up.
So she was pissed she didn't get her way. Sounds about privileged.
So that flare leads to, like, she told me I'm going to grab the things and take it from there. And then when I stopped her, I was stopping her like with my hand, and then suddenly like she slapped me on the face, and then after that holding from the back. And then when I was grabbing at the back, she put a basket on my face. It hit me on the eye, and then it was quite hurtful. And then that moment I probably like grab her on the neck, and then I want to drop her down.
You can clearly see in the video that she is physically trying to pass him and go outside the door with the items that she did not pay for, that she felt entitled to have. So he tries to stop her. She gets upset. He pushes her back into the store to return the items so she don't steal them, and she proceeds to use her basket as a weapon to knock him over the head, which we clearly see in the video, which causes him to defend himself and try to apprehend her physically from continuing to hit him in the face. And somehow that is interpreted as he is an abuser, he's a racist, he doesn't respect her, he beats on women, he's evil, etc., etc. Now here's the thing. Again, I do not condone physical violence. However, I'm from the Bronx. I'm just gonna say that. And where I come from, if you swing at a person, whether it is a man or a woman, or anyone for that matter, I don't care who or what you are, be prepared for that person to swing back at you. If you're gonna have the gall to hit somebody, be prepared if that person decides to return the favor. That's all I'm gonna say. If you don't wanna get hit by somebody, man or woman, don't hit man or woman.
I mean, the footage is clear.
Yeah, footage is clear.
You did grab her by the neck.
Yeah.
Do you now realize that was?
No, at that time, no, I didn't, because I was holding her from one hand from the back, and I was just gonna grab her down there. So I should bring her down.
The tension, of course, in the community has risen because of the tension that was probably already there. But many of the pieces of information and many of the messages that you see which are stuck on the outside of the shop would suggest that the people complaining are blaming Sohail for being somehow racist in the way that he reacted. I don't think that's fair.
Not fair? What are you talking about? She's a black woman. He should have allowed her to go on a shopping spree for free on his tab. That's called reparations. Done.
So for you, was this about stopping a potential crime, or was this about race?
It can't be a race. How can it be a race? It was just a potential crime, that's it. She is a black woman and I am an Asian man. That's the only problem.
Why is that a problem?
No, where the people are saying them ones. That seems to be a problem.
You know, I wonder if the roles were reversed, how people would be reacting, right? Let's say the shop owner was a black woman selling hair and selling hair products, and a South Asian man or woman decided to walk into the store and cause the exact same problems. Would the people protesting be on the side of the black business owner or on the South Asian customers who decided to try to steal the black woman's products because they felt entitled to, for whatever reason. And then a scuffle happened. I wonder if the narrative would still be the same. I think we all know the answer to that. Which tells you that if the narrative changes based on the skin color or the ethnicity, then the foundation for your argument is very weak. Because a true, steady foundation argument is going to stay the same regardless of those variables. But we all know in this day and age that the perception is all that matters. And if the person being attacked is a certain race, they get a pass. And all of a sudden, this isolated incident becomes solely an extension to race issues and race relations and things that have nothing to do with this particular situation. This was a small business owner trying to protect his merchandise from being stolen from the store. Because guess what? His bread and butter, how he eats, how he supports his family is based on the revenue that he gets from his shop. So when she steals from it, she's stealing from the pockets of his own family. That's why he was so quick to stop her, because he wasn't working at Target or CVS or some big chain company where he's just merely a supervisor. This is his shop. This is his baby. This is his actual business. And she was trying to steal from it. Let somebody come to your house and decide to just take what they want. Take your stereo system, take your TV, take your iPad, and deal with it. What would you do?
An Asian shopkeeper is alleged to have assaulted a black woman who is alleged to have been stealing stuff from his shop, and now a paramilitary-style organisation of black activists called the Forever Family Force have been protesting for the best part of a day and a bit. Here's a video of the incident, right? So the shopkeeper allegedly refused a black woman a refund, which, let's be honest, he may not have been entitled to do. He then wrestled her after suspecting her of taking some items. He then appeared to put his hands around her throat at one point, so again, the optics of that, of course, aren't great. But he says he was detaining her, and then when police arrived, they did initially only arrest one person, which happened to be the woman, for an alleged assault after she apparently hit him over the head with a bag. She's now been bailed. So then what happens? Sister Space, a charity which supports women of African and Caribbean heritage, which became famous after Ngozi Fulani, real name Marlene Headley, accused Lady Susan Hussey of being a racist at the palace, criticised the police for arresting the woman. They have called for the shop to be shut down, and this pseudo-paramilitary organisation called Forever Family Force turns up. They start chanting things like, I think, you touch one, you touch us all. The shopkeeper has shut his shop, quite possibly never to be reopened, let's be honest. He's got posters all on the outside of it now accusing him of racial and misogynistic violence. The Mayor of London has waded in, saying he's urgently seeking information from the police. I do not recall him being too vocal about knife crime at Notting Hill Carnival recently, which is interesting. Now, after all of that, the shopkeeper has actually been interviewed under caution. So the protesters say that they want a boycott of the shop. Look.
Do you see how it just completely spirals, right? It starts with one thing and then all of a sudden it becomes much bigger and bigger. And suddenly this one incident becomes symbolism for something much greater, for other people's agenda that has nothing to do, again, with this incident. All they see, like he said, are the optics. Black woman, South Asian man, done. That's all we need. That's all we need to know. And what's sad is you have people that will watch this from afar and say, oh, wow, discrimination. I'm gonna go march. I'm gonna go shout. I'm gonna go scream. I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon because it makes me feel better. Again, a man was trying to defend his shop from a woman who was trying to steal, commit theft. He may have just lost his entire livelihood because he happened to be the wrong ethnicity.
But as I was saying, there is still quite a lot of anger in the local community here, and it seems that this has been an issue which has been bubbling away under the surface now for at least a decade, because the black community here say that their money goes right in to these shops, and a lot of the times that in this local area the black hair and cosmetic shops are actually owned by the Asian community, and they do not feel respected.
Oh, well, here's an idea. Instead of bitching and moaning about not being happy who owns these shops and salons, how about make your own business? How about invest in real estate and then create your own shop and have people shop from your small business like they did? How about that? Instead, you want to be pissed off, bitter, and angry and decide that rather than starting from the ground up, you're going to just take what you want, like that woman was trying to do. Because, hey, he's South Asian, who cares? I'm black. Victim points. immediately. I'm sorry, but we hear the same garbage narrative here in the US when it comes to the black community not liking the East Asian community or the South Asian community because they're in their neighborhoods and they're making money. But you know how they made that money? You know how they were able to create their business? By actually investing, by deciding to invest within their families after coming from these countries and deciding to create revenue for themselves. And guess what? It works. It works. And you too can do the exact same thing, but instead it's much easier to just sit, complain, moan, and groan, and then make protest about it. It makes no sense. You can either take action and create generational wealth for you and your family, or you can be a victim on the sideline and be upset at the world because they were able to do something that you couldn't do. That sounds like a you problem. You think these families are coming over to this country and they're rich and they just have money pouring in? No, a lot of them come from third world countries where they have very limited resources, but they are smart. What they do is they have family members come to the country before them, settle in, start saving up, and then they start bringing other family members and they start investing with each other to create real estate and generational wealth by opening up these stores. It works. You can't get mad at them for understanding the system. And again, from an American perspective, these people come to this country and they live out the American dream because rather than being victims, rather than being upset on the sidelines, they have taken the wheel and they are creating their own success because you're not living in a victimhood mindset. And by the way, this is a common trait that we see from many people from third world countries that come from parts of West Africa, that come from South Asia, East Asia. They come to this country or they come to countries like the UK where they have opportunity and they work their behinds off. You know why? Because they know what it's like to really be under oppression and to have nothing, to have no resources. So when they find a country like the US or the UK, which is like a gold mine of opportunity, they take advantage of the opportunity. And the citizens of those countries, i.e. US or the UK, are so busy being victims and so busy being angry and bitter that they're not taking advantage of the opportunities that are around them. So guess what? The East Asians, the South Asians, the West Africans, they're going to come, they're going to get their degrees, they're going to build their businesses because they understand the formula. That unfortunately, so many Americans, not just black Americans, but just Americans, period, have not understood. We are so privileged in these first world countries, whether it be UK or the US. And then we get upset when people from different countries who know what struggle looks like are successful. Instead of getting upset, how about sit down with those people and ask them some questions? How can I get on your level? That's just my 2 cents, guys. You know, I mean, sometimes a boy's just gotta rant. And today was definitely a rant video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this story and this situation. Where do you stand on this? I would love to know. If you enjoy my content, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit my notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video. I'm also available on TikTok and on Instagram under CurlyBoyChuck, where I'm continuously being canceled every single day just for you. If you guys want to donate to my channel so I make more videos like this, I'm going to have a link to my Cash App as well as to my PayPal. Please feel free to donate whatever you can. And I promise you all money will be going back into this channel, but you are not obligated. It's just if you want to. Until next time, peace.